You know, it's not every day you get to enjoy a scenic rafting trip, visit ancient Puebloan ruins, and look at fossils that have been around for, well, a few million years.
But that's exactly what we're up to today.
That's right. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth. Today on AYL, we take on the San Juan River by raft, while Zack Cipriano tackles the western trails of Beaver County and finds a garden of artistic mountains.
And Ria would kill me if she ever saw me driving a bike like this.
Own the outdoors right now with AYL.
You know, around every bend there's adventure. We say that at the end of every show. Well, we're saying at the beginning because we have a lot of bends in front of us and it is 100% pure adventure. Hi, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth, and we are with Wild River Expeditions. This is a great adventure company out in Bluff, Utah. These guys do it all, don't they?
They do. It's a very broad range of outdoor recreation. This is their river running arm, and we are going to see parts of the San Juan.
All right, well, we are so excited about coming out with our guide, Marcus, and his daughter, and we are just going to have a ball. So we want you to join us, and let's have some fun.
Wild Rivers Expeditions has been around since 1957. We run trips on the San Juan River here in Bluff, Utah, which is southeastern Utah. San Juan it's an amazing stretch of river. It's a beautiful river. Not big whitewater, but amazing in the fact that it's like an outdoor museum. There's huge rock art panels and cliff dwellings, and we offer one-day trips up to 10 days long. Do a lot of 3-day trips and 4-day trips. On our full-day trip, you'd see a panel called Big Kachina Panel. It's over 200 feet long of rock art. You'd also see a place called River House Ruin, which is a 2-story cliff dwelling. Same kind of stuff that you'd see like in Mesa Verde National Park. You'd also flow through what's called the Upper Canyon of the San Juan, which has got some fun rapids in it. Nothing too big, only like Class 2 rapids, but fun for the whole family. And usually see some bighorn sheep along the river. It's a good time. But I'd say main thing that attracts people to the area is archaeology and also the other amazing recreation opportunities in the region. So we've also got another sister company called Four Corners Adventures. Through that we do canyoneering trips, we got mountain biking, we do jeep tours, backpacking, hiking. Most of those focus on seeing some of the ancestral Puebloan ruins and rock art. Yeah, it's becoming more of a destination. Bluff has many different hotels, lots of good restaurant opportunities. And then the outdoor recreation is just endless here. So I've been in Bluff since 2012, and there's still places on my bucket list. I grew up in southwest Utah, we're by Zion. This area's got just as many beautiful areas to see, comparable to Zion National Park or Bryce Canyon, only without the crowds. Really, it's a kind of an unknown destination that's just becoming known, and it's a good time to come now before it gets pretty busy. We've got a website, it's riversandruins.com, or you can just search Wild Rivers Expeditions. Our phone number, 435-672-2244. Just give us a call and we can help you book. There's so many different activities that we offer that if you have any questions, just give us a call and we'll set you up on the perfect activity for you.
Well, you certainly can see that there are a lot of things to do down here. This is not a day trip to the Four Corners area. You got to spend some time down here. There's just too much adventure to be had.
It's beautiful. This county is amazing.
That's true. Well, we started at the edge of the river. We're back on the river. We're here to stay for the rest of the time. Right now, it's time for us to wander off to our travel adventure.
Hey guys, Zack Cipriano with your travel adventure today. Now, you might be looking at those impressive mountains behind me there. Well, that is the Rock Corral. I am here in Beaver County, just a little bit east of Milford, and this is one of the amazing sights that you will see on the Minersville Loop. You see, last time I was down here, the Tusher Mountain ATV Club, they took me east out of Beaver to show me some incredible riding up there. Well, today, we headed west for a really quite different, but still pretty amazing adventure. Let's check it out.
So we have riding opportunities that go to the east up into the Tusher Mountains. We've got the 05 and the 68 that access the Paiute Trail. And then we also have some county accesses to the west that go out to the Mineral Mountains, the Minersville Reservoir, and there's some great trails out there. The variety that we have going east and west, you can ride up through the big pine trees, hit some aspens, great views from the mountains. When you go out to the west, you've got more of a desert, sagebrush, cedar, but still very picturesque and very different terrain and challenging. So it gives you something more than just a dirt road to ride.
Well, we're on the Minersville Loop Trail. This trail was initially put in place about 15 years ago and then basically forgotten. Several of us would come out every year and ride it just to keep ourselves familiar with it. Actually, you can access it from Beaver, go to the Minersville Reservoir, loop over to the town of Minersville, which is just behind us. It's just really a good ride. It's a lot of fun.
It's not every day you find a town smack dab in the middle of two completely different mountain ranges, ecologically speaking anyway. But that's exactly what Beaver has to offer. Now, Beaver the city and Beaver the county are both ATV and UTV friendly, so it's really cool that you can ride straight from your hotel, your RV, your campsite to get to where you want to go. Now, last time I showed y'all what was east of Beaver, so this time let me introduce you to the west.
It's high desert country, a lot of cedar trees, a lot of pinyon pine trees, cactus, those kinds of things. Where we're going today is over to the minerals, which are to the northwest of us, to a place known as Rock Corral.
Now, the Rock Corral here is evidence that the recreation here in Beaver County isn't just restricted to the motorized machines. There's some amazing hiking opportunities here. The stones rise from the earth, kind of creating a twisting, intricate art gallery. And this art gallery can be viewed from the comfort of your UTV, but you're gonna get a lot more up close and personal if you take a hike. Now take a look at this mountain range. With a little bit of imagination, these rocks transform into so much more. I mean, right there, there's a bear in there. You can see a bear. And over here we got a mother bird just sitting in her nest, watching over the valley.
So the reason you want to come to Beaver County is because we don't cater to the masses. If you want thousands of people, you want to go south. If you want a few, if you want a couple of hundred, this is where you want to stay. And we have a great ATV club, and they're always willing to take people out and show them all the local trails. So they get that undiscovered, private, intimate experience that you don't get elsewhere.
As others have said before, the diverse riding that Beaver County offers is quite alluring, and the fact that you can ride straight from your hotel makes for a pretty attractive offer. But really what sold me on these rides wasn't the landscape, although what I saw was nothing to scoff at, but it was the people. Dell, Michelle, and the rest of the Tusher Mountain ATV Club made me feel like one of their own. But there's so much more down here than the few trails I've been on. Combine my sense of discovery with my feeling of belonging, and you can bet Beaver County is a place I'll return to. Well, after a long ride like we did today, you gotta come into Arshall's Cafe and get a slice of their famous pie. Look at this. Ooh. Whew. Peanut butter pie. Let's try this. I like that a lot. I'm really looking forward to not sharing any of this. Well, I'm Zach. We're going to take a quick commercial break. More At Your Leisure coming up.
Our competitor claimed that their product has more horsepower than our Sea-Doo Spark. What they didn't mention is that theirs weighs 170 pounds more. So we conducted a highly scientific study to find out how that extra weight affects performance. Davey? The extra 170 pounds of our competitor has a noticeable effect. The Sea-Doo Spark, lighter, quicker, and more agile.
Look south to adventure. Look south to beauty. Look south to San Juan County. Out here, the road goes on forever, and what you'll find will change how you see the world. Climb on your OHV and discover forgotten landscapes and vistas that challenge the imagination. From Blanding and Monticello to the cliff faces of Monument Valley, we're open and ready for you to explore. San Juan County, Utah's Canyon Country.
Summertime. And now it's even better because summer is free at Race City RV. That's right. Purchase a trailer or motorhome from Race City, pay nothing till October. Over $10,000 off. Time to buy is now. Summer's free at Race City RV.
Too often we find ourselves in shoes like these, or these. Wouldn't it be nice to change into something more like this? Or this? How about these? Put on whatever shoes you prefer and come to Beaver County. We have exactly the adventure you need to put under them. So the next time you want to change out of these, come to Beaver County where you can jump into a pair of these. Beaver County, Utah. Lace up for adventure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Darren Kinder, and our product review today is the new Can-Am Maverick X3 XRS. I know that's a mouthful for sure. This machine is super wide for a UTV. It is 72 inches wide, so it's very stable and it can really fly with that turbo on it. It's 158 horsepower, so it's got plenty of power to get out and do what you want it to do. But one of the things they have done with this machine is made it extremely comfortable. This machine can really suck up the bumps. First of all, you can see how they've mounted the shocks closer to the inside and as high as they can get them. And so that really aids in how the A-arms can travel. Now, I've heard some people say that these are kind of hard to see over. But I can tell you, at my height, I don't even see anything out of the machine except for what's out directly in front of me. Now, one of the other things I really like on the machine are the seats. Because if I'm gonna spend all day out there racing around on the trails, I want something that's comfortable. Now, one thing is, now that they've gone to the 4-door version of this, you'll find that they have made the back seats even bigger. There's an absolute ton of room back here. You can see, even with me back here, I've got lots of leg room. My knees aren't banging into anything. You got a handhold here and also one in the door, so you can really hang on. Now, it also has a couple cup holders. And one of the things about these new Mavericks is they move the engine behind the seats. So A, it's a lot quieter than it used to be, and also you don't have the heat of that motor inside the cabin cooking everybody in here. Now, here in the back, you have the same Fox shocks, the 3-inch Fox shocks, lots of adjustability. And the other thing to notice is look at how easy it is to get to the clutches. It comes with a really nice Donaldson air filter on it. Plus it has a pre-filter up here that allows everything to go in there, and it separates out the dust, at least the big particles will clean out up here. Comes with the Maxxis tires on it, and it also includes bead locks. Now, one of the really cool things about Wellers is that they want to build you a unique machine, whether it's add-on parts or whether it's color. For instance, this machine came in as an all black machine, but they swapped out the body panels with one that's golden red to kind of give it a unique look. So when you get out on the trail, you won't have one just like everybody else's. So I think that's kind of fun. Now, Can-Am loads their machine with lots of electronic gadgets. You've got 3 different settings on your power steering. You have a sport eco mode. The other thing they have are these individual keys. One is 80% of the power of the other one. So for instance, if you're out rock climbing, you may not want all that power. So you put in the other key, and then that will kind of slow the machine down a little bit. Now, it also comes with a start-stop button. So we're gonna give it a whirl, take this thing out for a run, but what you need to do is get into Wellers and check out all of these Mavericks, because they have a full line of these and they are a lot of fun to go and drive. Well, I'm Darren Kinder, we'll see you next time.
Run faster, pull harder, and leave everyone else behind with an impressive 154 horsepower combined with 113 foot-pounds of tire-spinning torque. The Maverick X3 absolutely rockets off the line, going from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. All thanks to a turbocharged and intercooled Rotax ACE engine. So get ready to wait for everyone else to catch up.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Dominate every trail. Conquer any task. You need a machine that does it all. Introducing Polaris General. The General is the most powerful rec utility side-by-side ever made. The industry's deepest cargo box lets you haul and dump up to 600 pounds, and the revolutionary cockpit totally refines comfort and protection. Polaris General, ultimate versatility to win every battle.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure on our Wild River expedition. That's what we're doing, and it's who we're with, all in one.
Yeah.
And we are taking one of many side excursions. This is so cool that there's so many things to do. There is a rock art panel all the way down here. And I will have to tell you, Marcus is such a great guide because he knows a lot about this stuff and the history. And I feel like I'm in a college course of study. This is so cool.
It is. The geology, the geography, I mean, everything is just...
Archaeology.
Yeah.
It's all here.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. We should find out some of the other adventures and things that you see along the river because this trip is packed with them.
We stopped at some rock art and talked a little bit about human history and floated on some more and through a beautiful canyon with desert bighorn sheep and stopped for a great, fantastic lunch. We had some fresh goods and afterward we came down another few miles, ran some Class 3 rapids and showed up at a spot called the Great Crinoid Stop where we looked at classic 300 million year old Pennsylvanian limestone with fossils embedded inside them. None of the fossils look like Chad. I started guiding the San Juan River when I was 17, 18 years old. And I've been doing this for the past 17 boating seasons. So you get to come out here, there's no better classroom than Mother Earth. You come out here, you actually get to see the geology, you get to see the structures and archaeology. I think people keep coming back because just the incredible experience they get from our day trips, our multi-day river trips. The guides are very outstanding. A lot of the guides are trained in different angles like botany, ornithology, geology, human history. So the clients tend to get all these different angles from the guides. Our motto, we say, is we run educational river trips with an emphasis on pleasure. Well, as a native, I grew up around this area, learning all the cultural values of Mother Earth. You know, we were taught around fire. She teaches you a lot. You're out here all the time with her, and you know, and I've gotten great respect for being out here protecting and preserving this beautiful landscape, which I hope still continues on to be protected and preserved for our younger generations to enjoy the sacred values.
We have now covered all these different discoveries on the river, but there's one discovery yet to be made, and that is that somehow or another, food tastes really good when you're out in the sunshine along the river.
I think the reason is we're just having a marvelous time and everything tastes good on the river. You know what? We have been clipping at a really great pace today. It's just been so fun.
That's true. So we're going to clip on to something else that moves on at a good clip itself. It is our Trailhead Adventure brought to you each and every week by Rocky Mountain ATV MC.
I feel like if you're going to do anything, give it your all so that you can look back and say you gave it everything you had and you never left anything on the table.
As athletes prepare for their moment in the spotlight, words like those echo in their minds. Here on the track, it's no different, as each competitor pushes past fatigue, leaving everything behind on the dirt. Even when the victory is elusive, they still have the knowledge they pushed their limits. Today, at Nephi, Utah, such racers are preparing for one of the most difficult competitions in the motocross world. This is an endurance battle, where everything about the track has been designed to throw them off, quite literally. The Juab Xtreme Racing Event is one of the premier preseason dirt bike contests, a race where giving 110% is not an option, it's a requirement.
We're here today to race some motorcycles. They got a pretty cool track in there for us. All kinds of rocks and logs and jumps and some weird boops, and should be fun.
We started back in 2011. We just love to bring in all kinds of obstacles, tires and rocks and logs, try to make it as difficult as possible for the riders, and just hopefully put on a good show for the spectators and make it fun for everybody. We have classes that range from just the smallest riders all the way up to the fastest, biggest pros. Just a great way to bring people out and do some fun things.
This is definitely a lot more extreme than regular dirt biking. We got big tires, big logs, really tight racing, and so it's a lot harder than just going out and trail riding.
The Juab County Fairgrounds has been the home of the extreme race for 5 years, and it's grown in size during that time to accommodate the increased attendance at events like this. What started as a small rodeo venue now plays host to some of the biggest shows in the state, including the Ute Stampede Rodeo and the annual Demolition Derby. The Juab Xtreme is the most recent in a long line of events, but it holds its own in terms of crowd pleasing. The eclectic course has earned its place as the first real enduro run of the season for many of these professionals. It's even allowed some local riders the chance to give the sport of endurocross a try without having to travel from one end of the country to the other. That ease of access has turned some amateurs into full-blown professionals.
I was racing desert at the time, and they held an event here in Juab, and I tried it out and fell in love with it, and then I've kind of been chasing ever since. That was back in 2012.
I've competed all over the world. This is, I think, my third time at this event, and we just come out because it's a good time, you know. The promoters put up some money, so that's always an incentive to come out, and they always build a fun track. So it's kind of the perfect time of year for us endurocross racers, because it's like a pre-season race. You know, we get to gauge where we're at, how our training is going, and you know, what better practice is there than getting out there and racing.
Now the Juab Xtreme is over for this year, but it'll be back at the Nephi Fairgrounds in 2018. Each year more and more competitors join the sport, and the Xtreme has allowed many of them to find their true passion. Inexperienced entrants are even able to rub elbows with the professionals. Most are more than willing to share sage advice with those breaking into the sport or dreaming of enduro victory.
Learn to enjoy the struggle, because I don't think you find your strengths if you don't, give it your all and try to push through those struggles. Endurocross isn't an easy sport. You're going to have bad days.
The best thing you can do is just time on the bike. You know, that's how I got into it. I didn't have any professional training or, coaches or anything like that. It was just me and my dad and my buddies, and we would go out and just put tons of hours on a dirt bike.
Well, those tons of hours may have been long and arduous, but in the end, they paid off on the podium. Like all athletes, endurance and passion go a long way toward achieving victory. But even when you're not the rider holding a trophy over your head at the end of the night, it's enough knowing you left it all on the track and gave it everything you had. From the trailhead, I'm Terri Wood.
Family time, friend time, your time. You've been thinking about getting a machine, but which one is right for you? An ATV, side-by-side, or dirt bike? Stedman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, and Beta machines. See them all at Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Need a tune-up, new tires, or want a winch? Stedman's Service Department can help.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Are you ready for some rodeo? July 13th, 14th, and 15th is the Ute Stampede Rodeo in Nephi, Utah. 8 p.m. nightly, more than 2,000 new seats added to that amazing facility. Cotton Rosser, the legend, brings the livestock to challenge the RCA Cowboys, the entertainment, the Flying U Flying Cowboys, along with Emmanuel Latza, who will be there to perform acrobatics over Mexican fighting bulls. July 13th, 14th, 15th. We'll see you at the Ute Stampede.
Welcome to Castle Country, a land as diverse as its people, and a rural area that relies on responsible use of the land. Here, you will find adventure at every turn, From mountain peaks to sun-swept deserts, Castle Country has it all.
The time to buy is now. It's the Ray City RV Show parking lot sale. Join them this May 17th through the 24th for the best deals of the year. Over $31,000 off select models. Don't miss the sale. It's the Ray City RV Show parking lot sale.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Obviously, you can see a very funny rock formation in front of us. It is called Mexican Hat, which means our trip is pretty close to a close.
Boo-hoo! I always say that at the end of these shows.
I know. You have to drag her kicking and screaming to the site, and then she never wants to leave.
But this was such a cool rafting trip. It started in Bluff, it ends in Mexican Hat, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many people can get this close to it, so this is a really good bird's eye view.
This is true. So, because it's near the end of our trip, we still have a lot of things to make shipshape on board before we go ashore. We better get to it.
Let's talk about our calendar of events.
Okay.
Next week, we're heading to Idaho for an ATV rally that will take us through some truly stunning locations.
No, that's right. The Rally on the Pines up in McKay, Idaho will be taking place July 6th through the 9th. Hotels are filling up, but there are also some great dry camping and RV campsites, and of course, places to pitch a tent for real roughing it.
Closer to home is the annual Ute Stampede Rodeo down in Nephi, Utah. July 13th through the 15th. Juab County always puts on a fantastic event with plenty of activities for the little ones and cowboy action for the whole family.
And we've got a special event coming up on the 4th of July. Before you eat a dozen hot dogs at the family barbecue, head off to Roosevelt, Utah for the Red Mud Run to work up a good appetite. A 5K race through the mud and up some walls, across several obstacles, and then stick around till the evening for a free concert and a spectacular fireworks show.
Well, we've been very lucky to have so much fun today and have so many things in front of us. Now it's time for somebody to get lucky in our weekly sticker contest.
Congratulations to B59FW. You won this week. Give us a call at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize.
So now let's take a look at next week's show.
What better way to celebrate the birth of our nation than by taking a dive in the mud? Well, that's exactly how Darren and Jill kick off their festivities next week on At Your Leisure. Then, enjoy some high-flying diesel action out in Tooele County. And finally, Zack learns about the lives of ancestral Plebeian people down in southern Utah. Own the Outdoors next week on AYL.
So, Ria, what's around the next bend?
Well, there's adventure around the next
That's our next adventure.
Well, we gotta go. But just remember, there really is adventure around every corner.
It's up to you to get out and create your own adventure. At your leisure.
See you next time.
Arr! Carry on, Captain Morgan.
Just out of, no, it's in Beaver County. Why was I gonna say just out of it? No, wait. The last, what? Son of a gun, no! Check it out. Please tell me that was good. Oh!